Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Force Strategy Gaming. Is that what you call attacked? You're as subtle as a brick in the small of my back. How's it going? Man, I'm a huge fan of music. If you guys don't know, I've been playing the guitar since I was about 12 years old, and I like to play music. I like to quote music like I just did there, and I like to occasionally sing music, albeit a little bit out of tune. I may be a little bit tone deaf. I still try, though. That's the great the great hardship of a music lover who is tone deaf. It's a tough life, man, I tell you. I can play the guitar, and I know a lot of songs, but I can't carry a tune for the life of me. I've tried, too. I tried, but it didn't work out. But that's enough about me. Yeah, if you can guess that song, by the way, that I just quoted, that'd be great if you know that song. I love all kinds of music. Yeah, pretty much every single genre I'm a fan. I even listen to opera and classical from time to time. I also listen to, punk and hip-hop and rock and oldies. I love Metallica. I love stuff like that. But anyways, let's talk about StarCraft. Today's game is between TGC BosseR and Liquid's Ret. Now, this does say traitor, but I am 110% certain that this is Ret. Now, what I am not certain of is whether or not Ret changed his name, or he has alternate accounts, or if he's just playing on someone else's account who is named Trader. I'm sure someone would love to let me know, though. So what we're looking at today is a game, again, between BosseR and Ret. This is a Protoss versus Zerg here on Xel'Naga Caverns. We have Ret's, there we go, I'm going to call him Trader, I guarantee it, like a million times during this game. We have Ret's Overlord scouting out, moving not directly to the front of BosseR's base, but going to actually be circumventing the base and going right around. You can see planning on planting him right over here. Also, Ret's second Overlord going to be moving over in this direction, possibly over to right around here. Now, for BosseR, we're going to be seeing a pretty standard opener here, just going with a 12 gate, and then I'm going to be following that up with a Cybernex core as soon as that drops out. I'm pretty sure, I haven't seen it yet, but spawning pool just about in right now for Ret, so not going for the really early expansion. Might be expanding sometime around 20, though. Typically, if you don't see an expander on 15 or 14 from a Zerg player, then you're going to see one somewhere between 20 and 30. So I would expect something like that. I'm guessing there was a bunch of pause action due to this sorry, okay, go. Okay, go, that's another good band, too. And Cybernex core just about warping in right now. Not just about warping in, but about 50% of the way finished here for BosseR. Also coming out with that first Zealot, going to be blocking off that little choke here to prevent any Zerglings from running on in, and that's a good thing because we do have 4 Zerglings en route right now. Now, BosseR's going to be fully aware. Probe should be able to get away from those Zerglings. I don't believe they will catch up. And yeah, so yeah, I guess there was a little pause time there. I guess Ret needed some personal time. And here we go. Here's that expansion. And what did I say? Right around 20 supply. So yeah, the two most standard openers that we do see for Zerg players now are about a 15 hatchery and then following that up with a pool. Or we're going to see that pool first and then going for that hatchery, again, like I said, sometime between 20 and 30, usually closer to 20, though. They want to get out that second base as soon as possible. The extra income is, of course, great, but one of the biggest things is getting that extra larva there so that they can produce more units. They can drone up a little bit harder. Going to be trying to keep a Zergling over here, but is getting engaged from BosseR's Stalker, and the Zealot's going to be chasing Ret's Zergling all the way through that corridor, but he should be safe once he's over there. Holding on, this Xel'Naga Tower is going to let him see any pushes coming. And here we go, getting some wonderful text here. Thanks for the advice. I'm on a winning rampage and getting better at early game. Well, that is fantastic, but I think we can talk about this later. So let's put me on busy right there. So yeah, pretty awesome. Pretty cool here. Stalker moving forward, grabbing the Xel'Naga Tower. That's going to force these Zerglings back over here. Overlord getting a nice little scout. And what are we seeing? Oh boy, Zergling from Ret getting right into BosseR's base. So he's going to be fully aware of this 4 gate. This is going to allow him to prepare. Getting some more Zerglings, possibly going to be getting a Spine Crawler. He's probably going to need a couple of Spine Crawlers to help defend with this. Seeing a nice little transfer of these drones. Now, the Warp Gate research has just finished for BosseR, so we're going to be transferring these into Warp Gates right now. And you can see here getting a bunch more Zerglings to try to help deal with this 4-gate push. Going to see what he can do to try to grab some Xel'Naga Towers. He does want some forward scouting to see exactly when that push is coming. And here is that proxy pylon right now for BosseR. So BosseR is going to be starting to push forward from this position here. Should be a pretty strong push. There's that Spine Crawler coming down right now for Ret, but it may be a little bit late. Zealot's going to be moving in, but they're not attacking the Spine Crawler right now. They're in fact engaging with the Zerglings, trying to prevent us around by getting nice and close to that Spine Crawler. Queen's coming in to help with the action right here. We do have 20 Zerglings morphing in, and the Spine Crawler is going to finish, it looks like. So actually, Ret should be okay, but here's some more Zealots streaming forward. Now over inside of BosseR's base, not a lot going on. Looks like he is committing pretty hard to this 4-gate. And I'm not sure that's going to be the best situation for him, because as you can see, Rhett's doing an okay job of fending this off. Lots of Zerglings moving down with that second queen right now as well. This queen hasn't been dropped. Zerglings trying to get us around. More Zealots being warped in. That's going to force them back. He wants to engage close to the Spinecrawler if at all possible. Going to be trying to target fire that queen to knock him down, but no, not happening. Another pylon getting warped in over here for BosseR. So continued really strong aggression. We are seeing a counter move over here for Rhett, but no, just checking that third expansion. He wanted to see if BosseR had expanded, so Rhett is looking okay right now. This queen's really low, but it looks like at this point BosseR is retreating. Now, Rhett's going to be trying to run some Zerglings into the base of BosseR, and it's going to work. Now, obviously this isn't going to be devastating, but he can do a little bit of damage. One Zealot being warped in, and that is going to force the Zerglings to run away, try to stay away from the Zealot and do as much damage as possible. Now, over here inside of Rhett's base, not a whole lot, massing up some Zerglings. We are seeing the expansion go down right now for BosseR, and that is part of the reason why he's pulling back his units. He wants to be able to defend that expansion. Zerglings going in, trying to do what they can for damage, but a couple of Zealots going to be enough to fend him off. That Zealot didn't have any of the kills. Where are all the kills there? It looks like the kills did come from the Stalkers there, unless the Zealot had died in that engagement. So Zergling threat is taken care of for BosseR. He has managed to fend it off. Coming down with that expansion right now. Lots and lots of Zerglings right now for Rhett, and I don't know why he hasn't taken out this pylon yet. Would you please take out that pylon? That'd be very nice there. Maybe he just didn't see it. I don't know what he was doing over there. That pylon seemed to have stayed a little bit longer than it should have. Now, at this point, yeah, it looks like BosseR is supply capped due to those pylons. So he was actually, those weren't just proxy pylons. He was relying on those pylons for supply, and he hadn't refurnished back at home. So that's a little bit of an issue. Again, supply blocks stopped warp-ins for quite some time, and that's actually going to set him back quite a bit. Now, Rhett's going to be trying to nudge forward and trying to pull these units away from this kind of semi-wall off right here. Again, he wants to do what he can for surround. The closer he can get to a full surround, the better off he is. So he's going to be trying to lure them out. Some sentries coming out, going to make this a lot more difficult. Probably going to see some force fields there, trying to cut off the units, but no, Zerglings did manage to run away and get out away from the threat over there. Zerglings trying to run into the main, but nice force field going down from BosseR. An excellent pylon placement, allowing that one force field to block anything from running in. A great job by BosseR. I haven't seen a setup like this actually on this particular map, so I actually really like that. Pretty neat, something to consider on this map. You do two pylons right here, one pylon right here, and a force field is going to prevent any Zergling run-bys. Pretty awesome, pretty cool. Now over here for Rhett, looks like he's moving into his third expansion, going to be getting rid of these destructible rocks right here, doing a good job over here, spreading some creep as well. Going to be seeing a transition to some roaches, also coming up with this layer upgrade right now, so I wouldn't be surprised if once that Roach Warren is in, he's going to be getting that speed upgrade most likely. That's what I would expect. Also coming down with another extractor. He's going to need that extra Vespene gas to be able to afford any sort of mass roaches. And this actually could be a really good position right now for Rhett, because as you can see, BosseR is still on gateway tech. He hasn't moved up to a robotics yet. He's actually coming down with a forge right now, so no plans for robotics anytime in the near future. And roaches are going to do pretty well against a gateway heavy army. Roaches coupled with these speedlings, as long as he gets his positioning right and doesn't get kind of screwed over by these sentries by a proper force field placement, then he could do a pretty good job. Also seeing some additional moving forward of this wall. He's trying to add more to the wall, so there's going to be another single pylon block off, single force field block off here and a single force field block off here. So he's got those two opportunities for a full block off from entering his main. Now we do have a couple of Zerglings positioned over here for Rhett. Looks like Rhett is also planning to move to this high yield expansion. So at the moment, Rhett's doing a good job of kind of continuing to macro up, going for that expansion. You can see some upgrades coming up. There's that burrow upgrade coming, and there is in fact that speed upgrade coming for the roaches. So that's going to be nice for him. We'd like to see some damage upgrades as well. If we could drop an evolution chamber or two, that'd be fantastic. Coming out with a bunch of drones right now. You can see just planning on macroing up, trying to get this expansion over here saturated. Moving some Zerglings in to try to do some harass. Those were the Zerglings that were chilling out over here, and he did manage to stop mining for a little bit. Didn't do too much damage, but the fact that he stopped mining even for a couple of moments, that is of course beneficial. That does help him out a little bit. Still massing up these gateway only units, getting that level 1 upgrade for them as well, coming out with some additional gateways. So again, still on gateway tech, not teching up at all to robotics, and this could be a little bit of a problem. We are seeing a bunch of roaches coming out right now for Rhett. Burrow just about finished upgrade, as well as that speed. Getting some additional extractors over here at this expansion, and I wouldn't be surprised if he moved into the high yield anytime soon. Now, of course, we can see here that Rhett does have these Xel'Naga towers. That's going to give him a nice full scout. Also moving forward with this overseer, you're going to see this push coming right now. Now, the push isn't that big, and then we take a look over here at Rhett's army. Rhett definitely has enough to deal with it. Again, the major threat is he doesn't want to fight in any of these chokes here, and he wants to make sure he can do what he can to get us around. So splitting up his army and letting the Zerglings come from behind while the roaches engage in in the front. Heyo, I love those behind jokes. Pretty hilarious. We do still have these Zerglings hanging out over here. It looks like BosseR hasn't taken the necessary steps to get rid of those, so we might be seeing an engagement from those in the near future. Moving forward, Stalkers in the front, Zealots in the back. That's kind of the opposite of what you're looking for. Trying to reposition those as well. Guardian Shield going down, and where are those Zerglings moving from behind? I would like to see those sometime soon. Zerglings, where are you at? Okay, so it's just a Roach army, bunch of force fields going down, actually preventing the Zealots from engaging the Roaches, so that's a problem. He lost a lot of Zealots there, kind of unnecessarily. We do have some Roaches chilling out right here and going to be doing what they can to engage as soon as they regen a little bit. And this Roach army, as you can see, is doing really well against this gateway-only army from BosseR. Again, like I said, that Roach-heavy army is going to do pretty well against only gateway army. Until BosseR manages to tech up to Colossus or something, he's going to have a bit of an issue with his Roach-heavy army. Coming out with some additional Roaches, also coming out with those upgrades, so there they are, Evolution Chambers down. Going to be getting a Hydralisk Den as well, and as soon as that's in, he's going to be pumping out some of those bad boys, and that, again, is going to be really solid. Now we can see here at this point, BosseR seeing that Roach-heavy army, deciding to come out with this robotics facility, at the very least, might consider some Immortals or trying to tech up to Colossus. That's going to, of course, be a good idea. Trader going to be moving forward. No, not Trader. This is Rhett. Rhett's going to be moving forward with lots of Roaches, though. No sentries to force field at all. He's going to lose these Stalkers without much of an issue. This Stalker's probably going to die before it finishes getting warped in. Nope, it does warp in for just a moment, but doesn't do much damage at all. Lots of Roaches here, and the fact that Rhett does have Burrow as well is a bit of an issue for BosseR. BosseR does not have nearly enough to deal with this and does call good game. So nice little game between these two players. Again, this was Rhett versus BosseR here on Xel'Naga Caverns, and I mean, it's pretty obvious that Rhett kind of just outplayed his opponent. BosseR stayed on gateway tech for far too long, and that nice switch to a Roach army was all that Rhett needed to take care of him. Again, we did see those upgrades, but those didn't really come into play in this game because they didn't even finish before the GG happened. But getting that Burrow upgrade and getting that speed upgrade is really all that Roach army needed to take care of that gateway heavy mix. And the fact that Rhett was able to pull in here without much of an issue, there were no sentries to do any force fields. He was just sitting here with Stalkers, and that's not going to be enough to take care of these speed upgraded Roaches, especially in mass like we do see here. So good game between these two players. Again, guys, this has been Force from Force Strategy Gaming. If you guys enjoy this cast, if you enjoy my style, then go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Also keep an eye out on our channel for some strategy videos. I did have 3 videos released just the other day, one for each of the races, so go ahead and check those out. And as always, guys, keep watching and keep owning. Very standard stuff. Another Marine going to be coming out of there. No attachment, no tech lab or anything else like that. And what is he going to be doing? I think he might be going for these rocks, looking for the easy access into Saki's base, knowing that Saki is just trying to destroy the rocks of his own. And this actually could be a little bit of a problem for Saki. I'm not sure Saki's going to be properly prepared for this. Observer's going to be moving up, and he's going to see exactly what's going on. Is he going to catch that Marauder en route? Yes, he is. So he's going to be following the Marauder, and he's going to see exactly what's going on. So definitely has cause for concern. Checking these destructible rocks first, but obviously he's going to see those aren't destroyed. But now he's going to be fully aware of the fact that Sarens is attempting to push into the back wall here. We can see here Observer moving up. There we go. So